Hey guys, Patrick Donovan, EXP Realty, part of the Johnson Group. Welcome to the Market Sip. I'm here with my partner in crime, Brandon Giebel from Next Move Realty. Today we're going to be talking about an article from Realtor.com that states war and rising rates can't slow the spring housing rush. We're going to see about that when it comes to Savannah. We're going to be comparing the national stats with the Savannah area stats so you know what's going on. But first, if you are looking to buy or sell a home, you're curious, you don't know what the steps are. You're like, I'm thinking about buying a home, not really sure what to do. Hit these QR codes up here. That one over there is his. This one up here is mine. So hit those QR codes up and let's know. Ask us any questions. You want to get the home ready for the market. Knowing these statistics that we're about to show you is super important. So, Brandon, before we get started on this episode of the Market Sip, we're talking about the market stats and all that stuff, what do you think is the biggest challenge for home buyers right now?
Oh, good question. Good question. In my opinion, it would just be the uncertainty with everything going on overseas. We're all feeling that impact here at home. Gas prices and cost of living and everything. I think it's putting a little weariness in people that are actually looking to make that move. Is kind of holding them back a little bit. So I'm gonna go with uncertainty. What do you think, in your opinion?
Well, I think you're right. But I also think it has to do with you're talking about, home price has been high. We've seen them retract, and you'll see those in the stats that we're going to show you. The prices have retracted, but you're talking about interest rates kind of been hanging out in that near 6 price point for those government loans, 6 to 6.5, 6.25, 6.5 for conventional loans. And I think that's really, to be honest, what the issue lies in. So, when you got the unaffordability going on over here, I think that's the biggest thing I would say right now. It's just that's the biggest challenge that we got going on, I think, in that. So, but let's go through this article. So, war and rising rates can't slow down the spring housing market. Before we get to that, we're going to show you a what do they call it? What do they call those dating apps? What does that call them?
Oh,
What are you swiping left and swiping right? What is that called?
That's the Tinder app.
Tinder app. So we have a little Tinder profile of Savannah, Georgia right now. Who's swiping right or left? I'm not sure. Here we go.
Oh, it seems like there's a lot of swipe lefts right now for Savannah. Savannah was ranked 246 out of 300 metros in the country in the month of January. Yikes. So it's a slightly cool market that is, starting to heat up compared to last month. It's cooling down compared to last year. Well, we got the median days on the market at 84 days with inventory moving 15% slower. Yikes.
Yeah, you're going to see it.
Yeah. And then it's 6 days slower than the U.S. overall. And the properties in the area are receiving average views 0.8 times lower than the U.S. average. So that's not good. But slightly cooling equals a healthier, more balanced market. So buyers got a little bit of breathing room, which is great, and a lot more negotiation power than they did in 21 and 22. So I would say,
you're looking at
healthy.
When we're looking at this, it bears it out. When you look at all these numbers, this thing is almost spot on to what is going on. And if you're watching right now, thank you so much, and hit the like button. You can ask us questions. If you have questions of what's going on, hit us up, or you just want to talk to us and say hi. I would love that too. But yeah, these numbers you're going to see this, and that we're even in the 300 metros of America that's being tracked. Hey, that's good, right? I guess. I don't know. All right. So where do we get all of these statistics from? So a lot of times people don't understand when we're doing these market statistics, statistics are a lagging indicator. Okay. So it can tell us what happened last month. And so this is March 2025 versus March 2026. If anybody tells you they have April numbers, well, they're probably lying because they're not out yet. We wait till or April to get March because then all the numbers are in. So we get this from InfoSparks. It's a service provided to us by the Savannah Area Board of Realtors. I just like to put it on a data sheet so they always have it available to myself, and that's what you're going to see here. So let's get into the article, Brandon.
Yeah, this is the kicker. This one's the kicker right here. But the article from Realtor.com states that homes are spending a shorter number of days on the market compared with previous weeks. Shoppers are moving on available opportunities thanks to the rising inventory, lower prices, and mortgage rates that, despite rising, remain their most favorable springtime levels since 2022. So there's a positive. Maybe that's one swipe right. But it's on market for Savannah are up 15%, sitting at 85 days. You got Pooler up 31%, sitting at 109 days. Richmond Hill, oh, that's nice. Richmond Hill's only up by 1% at 90 days. Good job, Richmond Hill. Port Wentworth, even better, down 1% at 80 days. Rincon is up 31%, sitting at 109 days, along with Guyton up 54% at 105 days. So we can see these things are more hyper local, which is what we were talking about before. Everything is hyper local here. So thinking about it, less pressure, more time to think if you're a buyer. And for the sellers, presentation and pricing is everything right now. If you want to sit, get a comfy cushion. If you're in these, higher Pooler and Guyton and Rincon, that's not good. Get comfy if you want to overprice, but you'll just sit.
Yeah, as you can see, it's just an indicator of like how the market's going. Even if you are, so what I've been saying is that if you're well priced and your home is like in really great shape, those are going fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I saw a house that went $20,000, dropped their price next day, or not that day immediately, bidding war. So if you're priced correctly, you're not going to wait that 109 days. But I mean, just look at this. This is your average days on market. So if you are listing in Savannah in any of these areas, just know 85 days is normal. 109 days in Pooler, 109 days in Rincon is now the new norm. So as you see prices retracting, days on market, now if the prices start dropping a lot more, these will start to get faster and faster and faster. So we'll see. But there's another contributing factor to the days on market, which you're going to see here shortly. So, but we're going to talk about the interest rates first. And if you don't see, down below is just all the stats for Pooler, Savannah, and Richmond Hill. So if you're curious, just look down there. You can see the stats. But I just want to show you today's mortgage rates, and this is pulled from a website called Mortgage News Daily. I just pulled it off here about an hour ago, so this is accurate as of April 13th, 2026 at 12:08 p.m. Okay, so if you are, this is another thing. Not only is real estate hyperlocal, but your interest rate that you get from the lender is super personal. It depends on how many people are going on a loan. What's your debt to income ratio? How's your credit score doing? So if you're going to shop for rates, you need to call the lenders the same day. But listen, all the rates change every single day. So if you're calling one lender today, you call another lender tomorrow, it's going to be different. So give us a call, hit the QR code. If you're looking for a lender that we trust, I'll hit you up. But the fixed rate is 6.39 for conventional. For FHA is 5.91, and for VA is 5.93 right now. So if you need a lender, hit me up.
Help me up. Okay, so we'll continue with the article. It states that active home listing inventory has climbed 5.7% year over year, pushing the inventory of homes for sale above 2025 levels. Inventory is up 7.9%, but it's slowing because of the pace of sales may be picking up compared with earlier in the year. All right. That's, yeah.
Maybe not here.
Yeah. So we got homes for sale. So Savannah is at 21%, sitting at 1,712 options for you buyers. You got options. Pooler is up 34% with 333 options for you. Richmond Hill is down 15%. Rude. They're sitting at 347 options. Still a healthy number. And then you got Port Wentworth up 15% with 121 options for you. Rincon, you're up 46% with 190 options. Guyton up 51% with 259 options. So, I mean, more choices for buyers, less desperation, more time to
Yeah.
think. Sellers, you got more competition, so you got to stand out somehow.
As you see the homes for sale going up, you see this closed sales coming right here.
Yeah, closed sales are kind of happening. In Savannah's closed sales are down 11% with 291 closings. You got Pooler up 10% with 54. And then you got Richmond Hill up 21% with 80. Port Wentworth is down 3%. What happened, Port Wentworth, with 33? You got one less closed sale than last year. You got Rincon up 71% at
Wow.
48. Is everyone moving out to Rincon? Oh, you got Guyton. Guyton is up 27% with 52 closings compared to last year. So some areas are more competitive, others are negotiable.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
absolutely.
location matters more than ever right now, I'd say. Holy
So
moly.
new listing growth, and so this all kind of fits in with the activity we were just talking about: the homes on sale, the closed sales, new listings. Year over year, nationally up by 0.7 from March to March, but the total year to date is negative. There's been 1.6 fewer listings this year than there were in 2025 to this point, according to a recent data. So as you can see here, new listings down in Savannah, but homes for sale up, closed sales down. So that's why you can see, and then new listings down. So homes are just sitting on the market longer, as you saw with the days on market. In Pooler, new listings up by 40%. In Richmond Hill, down by 16%. In Port Wentworth, up by 13%. Rincon down by 10%, and Guyton up by 21%. So it just depends. As you can see, that in three metros, new listings are going up, and in three metros, new listings are going down. So the market, like you said, is kind of stabilizing to their natural point. I feel like we're hitting that buoy point where it's starting to get balanced.
Yeah, it's not a whole like influx of new inventory. It's just a bunch of stale inventory. So back to the article. So they're saying that overall, homes are spending longer on the market, 2 days longer than a year ago. The median home spent 54 days on the market this week. Realtor.com economist says that as the national best time to sell week approaches, they're expecting to see homes sell faster if buyers decide to take advantage of the rates before they increase. Buyers will find that the median list price fell 1.2% year over year, and the market that marks the 23rd straight week of flat or negative growth year over year. The price per square foot also dropped year over year by 2.2%. Homes are sitting longer, buyers are being cautious, but still active, which thank God. Thank, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. So, the median home sales price for each spot, we have Savannah. You had all that inventory, and still went down.
That's
Savannah
probably
is
why.
right. Savannah is down 7%, looking at 355,000 for their median sales price. Pooler is up 4%, looking at 347,500. Richmond Hill got a little crazy with theirs. They went down 2% with 417,091. Point Wentworth is down 6% at 322,900. Rincon is up 8%, looking at 342,300, and Guyton is down 14%, looking at 324,900.
Well,
So
when we are looking at the February versus February numbers for Richmond Hill, that was the first time it was below 400,000 in a long time. I think it was August of 23 or something like that. So, back up above the 400s, but still down versus last year. And then
Right.
price per square foot.
So it's the smaller numbers though. So the prices are just adjusting. It's not
Mm-hmm.
crashing. Tis the time, which is nice. We really needed this. So we'll jump into the price
Hey,
per
hello,
square.
y'all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Listen while she works.
Hey girl, hey. So the price per square foot in Savannah went up 1%. You're looking at about 216 per square foot. Pooler is down 10%, looking at $173 a square foot. Richmond Hill is still being stubborn and not changing anything at $192 a square foot. Point Wentworth was humbled by 7%, looking at $188 a square foot. Rincon is down 4% with $198 per square foot. And Guyton somehow went up 4%, looking at $181 per square foot.
So
This,
after looking at all those numbers, Brandon, what do you think? Like, what advice would you give the sellers if you're looking at all this data? Homes on the market up, days on the market up, prices coming down. So what would you give? What advice would you give sellers right now?
I would just tell sellers, be smart. You have to stand out. Take all the advice that you're given to by your agent that you choose to trust with the sale of your home, and actually like do it. When you get a honey-do list, just do it. If you put it off, people are just going to pass it up because there is so much inventory that you're just another house at that point that they looked at. If you don't
Right.
stand out, if your place isn't clean, if it's not decluttered, if it just doesn't show well, then they're not going to look.
Well, and you think about this from like when you think about it, Brandon, from when you're selling a home, you're looking at it from a different perspective, right? So you're sitting there, your people are coming. That's what you're hoping will happen, right? They come to your house, they look at it, they're happy, they want to put a contract in. That's the hope. What you oftentimes forget as when you're coming from the seller's point of view, you forget the buyer's point of view. The buyer is going to all of these other houses. It's not just they're not just coming to yours and making a decision.
Right,
I mean, I've shown 8, 10 houses in a day before, and they all start to look the same.
right,
So what is making yours stand out? That's really the key is like if you are going to compete with the other 1,700 houses in Savannah, then you need to be ready to compete. Don't come in there like experimenting. Let's see what happens. Well, if you see what happens, you're going to be sitting on the market. And what you see in some of those markets, 109 days, 105 days, definitely over 80 days. So I just say, like Brandon, I agree with you 1,000%. Get your house ready. If you're a buyer in this market, you don't have to rush.
right.
You
Take your
just
time.
take your time.
I mean,
The days on market is lingering. Look for target homes that have higher days on market.
that's what I usually look for. That
Yeah.
helps, especially with
Ask
investors.
your real estate agent, hey, if it's under 30 days, I don't want to see it.
Right,
We, we want them to be desperate. We want them to be, I gotta move. I gotta sell this now. I just went under contract on my house that I want to live in, and now I gotta sell it. That's who I want.
right,
If you want to talk to your agent about that. Of course, if you don't have an agent, you don't know what the next step is. You're thinking about selling your home, but you're not sure if you should. Definitely tune in into our market analysis or this marketing report we do every month. If you need an agent, then check out these QR codes right there. Hit that up. If you're looking for a lender, we can give you that. If you're looking for an insurance agent, all those kinds of things, hit those QR codes up. If you're watching right now, thank you so much. You like the video. I really, really appreciate it. It helps us with the algorithm. But I don't want to forget
don't
what
forget.
is going on for the rest of the stuff. So, Brandon, is there anything else you want to say about this article?
Just be smart. Either buy or sell. Just be smart. You don't have to rush. So take your time. Take
And
notes.
yeah, I agree. Take your time, understand the market, get into these stats, watch this video again. If you know, like I said, we got the stats rolling at the bottom. But Monday nights we do our where we connect you to the decision makers. Me and Brandon will be back on at 8 p.m. tonight with Tracy Saunders, the mayor of Port Wentworth. We're going to talk about GMA. We're going to talk about Stand Up for America Day. We're going to talk about Anchor Park. So if you want to get an update on what's going on that, definitely check that out. Also, on my channel, I have VA loan videos. I have FHA loan videos. I have insurance people videos. I have $1 Million Home videos. I got food videos. If you want to see what the best wing restaurants in Savannah is, we got that on the other parts of the channel. So do some exploring. Check out my page, and I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you guys at 8 o'clock tonight. So if you're watching now, come on at 8. Hang out.
Yeah. Get heard, you know.
And I will see you guys tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Bye.